Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. I hope everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend, and I hope that most of you, if not all of you, took the time yesterday, Memorial Day, to remember the reason for the holiday. And that is to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for this country, giving their lives for this country. It's really a kind of a somber day because everything that we're able to enjoy is on the backs of those people. So I hope everyone did take the time to remember the reason for the holiday. I know some people, you hear about this every year through different media outlets. I've mentioned it a few times, and a lot of people do get confused with Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Veterans Day honors all our veterans, but Memorial Day is specifically for those who gave their lives defending our Constitution and fighting for our country and fighting for all of our rights. So that's that. This being Tuesday, well, before I get into the fact that tonight's a city council meeting, there's a few things I want to cover. Coming up this Thursday, May 30th, at Tavern at the A, is a music bingo event, which is sponsored by the Friends of Renal Dialysis Foundation, and that is to support dialysis patients in need. It is $25 per person, a lot of prizes. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a 50-50 raffle. But again, it's such an important organization because that benefits people in need going through renal dialysis. So again, it is this Thursday, May 30th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Tavern at the A, or as many of you know, the GEAA is what I still call it. But Tavern at the A, 6 to 9. It's $25 per person. If you can attend, please do. This is another one that is a really, really important event, and it should be a lot of fun for a great cause. So I want to mention that, and I did. Also, this coming Saturday, which I probably will have another video up before then, but in case I don't, Saturday, June 1st at Onotal Lake at the Frank Controy Pavilion is the 32nd annual Harry A. Bateman Memorial Jimmy Fund Fishing Derby. That's another great one. I did a video with Steve Bateman. If you haven't seen that, that is, just scroll down a little bit. It's on the page. But that is a great one. It's a huge family event that has grown year over year. Last year was unbelievable. It was over 300 and something people there. Let's make this year bigger. Hopefully the elected officials, that was the first time they had that many elected officials come out for that event. So that was great to see that. I hope we see that again this year. I hope the weather holds up, but rain or shine, it's fishing. So rain or shine, the event goes on, and that is 6 a.m. to 12 noon. It's $10 for 14 and up, $5 for 14 and under. There's tons of different prizes, categories, door giveaways, all sorts of things. It's a great event that does a lot of good, bringing community together, and it puts a lot of smiles on a lot of young people's faces with a lot of those door prizes they give out. It's just a great family event. So if you can attend that one, even if it's just for a half hour or an hour, make sure you get down there and support that again, because that raises money for the Dana-Farber through the Cancer Institute, through the Jimmy Fund. It's a great event. Another one I'll be doing an upcoming interview with is with Joe DeSico, and that is for the 3rd annual Strikeout Cancer event, which takes place at Pellerin Field at Clapp Park, and that raises funds also for the Jimmy Fund, for the Dana-Farber through the Jimmy Fund. That's another great one. It's there's all age categories that can play. It's baseball and softball. It's a great event. So that's another one, and I'll be doing an interview with Joe on that, and that is, I believe, June 29th is that scheduled for. So those I definitely wanted to plug. So don't forget this Thursday, Tavern at the A. That's for the Friends of the Renal Dialysis Foundation. So tonight, May 28th, Tuesday, 6 p.m., we have a city council meeting. I do get a lot of messages on that, so I'm looking at the agenda right now. Trash will be discussed, I'm sure. It's listed on here as item 9 is a communication from Mayor Marchetti on a draft agreement between the City of Pittsfield and Casella Waste Management for the operation of the Casella-owned transfer station located on Hubbard Ave. I believe, and I don't see it on here about the totes, but I believe they will be also talking about the totes, I'm sure. I get so many messages on that, and look, I'm going to agree with 95% of you that say 64 gallon tote is what it should be. I agree with that. Some people, there was a couple people that sent me messages saying, what about the elderly? What about the senior citizens? How are they going to get it down? It needs to be a 48. I don't know how much bigger you think a 48 gallon tote and a 64 gallon tote, the difference in weight is a couple pounds. Literally, it's just a few pounds. But the extra room in there to put another bag of trash is crucial for people who have, well, what if you're a family of 4 or 5? 48 gallon, I don't think is going to cut it. And most people don't. And I'm not just going on my opinion on this one. I'm looking at a lot of the messages and the posts that I've put up. A lot of people feel like this is going to punish families, that they're going to be forced to come up with more money to buy an additional tote and pay the $160 a year, $40 a quarter, to have a second 48 gallon trash tote. The recycling totes, you'll get one 48 gallon trash if this goes through, and one 48 gallon recycling tote. And if you want another recycling tote, there's no charge for that, just the trash one. And I watched the mayor's video that he did with Commissioner Morales, talking about how this is to encourage more recycling, and I get all that, and that's important, but you have to understand, I think, how a lot of people have to live. A lot of people work a couple jobs, they have kids, they do the best they can, but you know, it's not everyone has the time to sit there and or the finances when they're shopping to say, do I buy this product that is made out of different materials? Or if you're like me, you buy what's on sale. I shop daily. I buy my meals by the day, but I'm a single guy. But I get it. A lot of people, you buy what you can afford, especially in this economy, especially the cost of groceries right now. And a 64 gallon tote seems like meeting right in the middle. I mean, most of the places I lived used 96 gallon ones. So I think the 64 gallon one is the right way to go. And it seems like the majority of all of you agree with that. If you're an elderly person and you're saying, or you live alone, or you're retired, or your kids are grown and out of the house, whatever the scenario, and you're saying a 48 gallon is plenty, or just based on how you shop and your lifestyle. If that's the case, that's fine. You don't have to fill a 64 gallon up if you have one. You can still put the same amount of trash in it, but giving that extra room to be able to get another bag of trash in there is going to be crucial for some people. And I know $160 doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but it is to others. That's another $160 a year bill to throw on the pile. So I hope they do consider that. I think a 64 gallon is the best way to go with that, and that's just my opinion, but it seems to fall in line with many others. So that's about it. I probably will do another video because, again, I like doing videos after the council meetings, but if you have Spectrum cable, you can watch it on channel 1303. I believe PCTV also streams that, and they usually upload it to their socials, so you can watch it on Facebook also. But tonight, 6 p.m. council meeting, even if you can attend, you know, it makes a difference when those council chambers are full, and you rarely see that. And when you do, it's usually for appointments or something like that in the beginning, and then everyone bails out right away. Hardly anyone stays through those council meetings. So it would make a big difference if more people were involved with that. It really would. So, all right, that's it for now. I've got a ton of stuff coming up. I finally I was up on North Street yesterday getting some footage for Marie's Eatery and Gallery on North Street, a video that I've been telling you guys I'm going to post for months now. I'm finally finishing it, but while I was up there getting some pictures for it, I just wanted to get some updated with this season, because when I initially filmed that, I want to say in February or March, I think February, but while I was up there, I hear this crash. I turn around and there was a car. I don't know what happened. It was near North and Union. I don't think anyone was injured. I don't know that for a fact, but it looked like just one vehicle ran up on the island, took out a tree and a bunch of the plants and stuff in there. It was really kind of scary when I heard that, because I turned around and I got to say that our first responders were there in what, I know it's close proximity to all of them, but it seemed like under a minute, literally, within 30, 40 seconds. That was amazing how fast they got there. Bicycles, again, all over the sidewalks. I don't know, is that something that law enforcement can even enforce? Is that a law or a bylaw or something that you have to use the bike lanes? Is it a ticketable offense to ride your bicycle on the sidewalk? I don't know. If they don't start doing PSAs and educating people on that, I just don't see the point. What is the point of having all these bike lanes if it's not enforced? And why the city hasn't put out public service announcements on why they need to be used and for safety and educating the drivers and all that? I don't know. But if the same video I referred to earlier that the mayor did with Councilor Morales and, or not Councilor Morales, Commissioner Ricardo Morales, he's the Commissioner of Department of Public Utilities. He said it was still in a pilot phase. Now that kind of surprised me, because isn't it like 4.5 years or 4 years that that's been up? We're still in a pilot phase with that? That's a long test program. So I guess there's going to be more changes coming. Maybe the third round will be the final changes. Who knows? And anyway, we'll be talking about that later. But I had to mention that. So the video's coming up soon. The contest winner for the Closetivity promotion. The video with Pittsfield Rye Bakery and Marie's Eatery and Gallery on North Street. And just a bunch of other stuff. Garden Blossoms on First Street. A bunch of stuff that I had already filmed that I just need to add some new stuff to, just to make sure they're how I want them. But all right, so again, that is it for now. Everyone, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. No name calling, none of that. Leave that for other pages that like doing that stuff. Don't do it on here, and I know everyone's been really good with that. But take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll catch you all in the next day or two.